Stone and Grace. If you're new here, my name is Bristol, and I'm so glad that you're going to spend a few minutes of your day with me. In today's video, we are going to do a summer and patriotic home tour. Now, I know that the 4th of July is over, and I had hoped to get this video out sooner to you all, but unfortunately life happens. So I hope that you will enjoy the home tour. It is only based off of 4 rooms, my 2 living area spaces, my dining room, and my kitchen. So I hope that you will grab your favorite beverage, coffee, sweet tea, that sun-drop, which is crack, whichever one that you have, and that you will sit back and enjoy the home tour. So I wanted to share a glimpse of my laundry room with you. It's not quite finished, but as you walk into my home, here is our family den. This is where we have all of my patriotic decor, really, that's dedicated to the military. We have this beautiful picture that I got from an auction, online auction, and it just really reminds me of like Cade's Cove. If you've ever been there in the mountains, I just adore this picture and really like it. I apologize for the glare, but it's really, there you go, you might be able to see the color a little bit better. And I hope that you're able to hear me over the fans, because even though we have the air conditioner on, you know, we are in the middle of the dead summer, so it is going to be hot. And the fans just kind of help the air circulate a little bit better. I picked this table up. It is a desk. I got it from a local thrift store in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's got these little cubbies in here were put in afterwards. This part isn't original to the desk itself, but it is, I forgot how many years old. It is signed up underneath the bottom of it, so it is very well made, and the piece of glass did come with it. This is kind of just where I do my pricing right now for the inventory for the booth. I have my computer. These pipes are all family heirlooms from my husband's grandfather, and we just put some in here. You know, these were all the ones that he used. So we have those, and I found this at the Copper Mill in Greenville, North Carolina. And I just have a stack of patriotic books here, kind of like the red, white, and blue with the inkwell. I was going to put a picture in here, but I never got around to it. So, but you get my idea. And I have the Presidents of the United States little ruler with Abe Lincoln. Moving on from my little desk area, we're going to head over to my hutch. That picture that is to the right above my pothos plant, that is a picture that my husband's son, he had an older son when we got married from a previous marriage, and he is currently stationed at Fort Bragg in North Carolina. He is in the Army, but that was his graduation gift to his dad whenever he graduated basic training. So I'm going to start from the top. Being he is in the Army, we have a few Army nods. That's the United States Army Medical Department. We have some silver, and I found this at one of the stores in Southport. If you go a couple videos back, I show that. I got this biscuit tin at that big estate sale that I went 2 days in a row to find all the Ironstone. I mixed my restaurant ware with the silver, just some dogs. I got these sewing drawers from Galax, Virginia in one of my videos. I showed that. It was back when I very first started my channel. My husband and my children and I, we vacationed in Galax, Virginia. It was just the 4 of us. It was really fun. My husband just folded this flag. I've got all my Bibles here. Just some more nods. This is one of the song books that I got from my last trip to an estate sale. I want to say it was at the old farmhouse that they were going to tear down. But this has like some of the songs that were popular. Let's see, it was originally published in Knoxville, Tennessee. He's in the Army now. Charles Bailey. And here's it's very fragile, so I don't know if I can pick it up with just one hand. But here's a list of some of the songs that is in the book. I apologize for the wind from the fan. Let's see. I love the detail and the history of our country, especially this year with it being its 250th anniversary. So we just have that tucked back there. I've got some salt and pepper shakers that are silver, and the inside is cobalt blue. But you can see on the bottom there, these are silver plated, and they do say England. There we go. So we got these. This is just an old tobacco tin with some rusty, a rusty tobacco tin with some silverware that's just tarnished, different kinds, and an old register tag with the number 4 for the 4th of July. Again, just some patriotic books that are red and blue to kind of go with the theme. These are actually military binoculars. They have the sight in them, the guide in the sight for the range. Here's my Watchman mugs that I picked up. I just have a large collection here of matches. I've just kind of threw them together. Of course, Abraham Lincoln. These are just some that we picked up along the way. I've just kind of styled them. And no rhyme or reason. And I apologize for the shaking. I'm having a lot of issues with my right wrist, which is obviously where I hold my phone. I have an appointment set up. I'm not exactly sure what's going on, but there is a spot in my arm that has a lump and it swells quite often. These are just some photographic portraits of certain military branches. Like this is the Army. And this is just a tea towel that we picked up along the way. 1776 to 1976. And then this is the Navy. And down here is my collection of some brooms. And then I've got some canes. And this is actually a nail keg that belonged to my husband's grandfather. And we just use it to corral them. And then, of course, this is a carrier that you would use to carry firewood in. And on the other side, it's got a little scene with a fireplace. But being the 4th of July, I just flipped it around with the eagle on it and just kind of have it stuck out like that for decoration. And we are still in the process of remodeling, so not everything is perfect. I still have trim work on my wall here that needs to be done above this beadboard, but baby steps, we will get to it. So coming through, we're going to head into my dining room area. Here, like I had mentioned before, kind of in my spring show of my home, I said that this fireplace just really reminds me of the Little House on the Prairie, and it does. I haven't really done very well trying to style it this year for the 4th. I honestly just have not had that much of time, but I have my bowl stack here of wooden dough bowls and just hand carved bowls. I really love this one because it has been repaired, as you can see. Here's a demijohn. And my husband found these 250th year flags at Tractor Supply. So he picked a couple of those up, and I just have one stuck in the demijohn. And I have a collection here of just some old clocks. And in my crock that I have my rolling pins in the spring, I had flowers in them. And while I love the flowers for the spring, this time I just added the flags. Some of them have fell down, but you get the gist here. And moving on to this cabinet. This cabinet, like I said, is probably going to be my sentimental cabinet, just because we have a lot of items in here that majority of the time they resonate with us or they mean something. And they're special, these items. So I mentioned before my spring, I didn't really change anything up. I left everything pretty much the same. I did add the little strawberries that I got the last time that I went thrifting with my Aunt Kay and my mom and Becky when we went to Burgaw. So I just added touches of those in. And of course, y'all know the story about the strawberry cake plate. This is a bread box that my grandmother made. And all the jadeite is pretty much came from family. So it's something I will never get rid of. And I didn't change anything here. Now this is a new addition to the wall. These are just a small selection of salt and pepper shakers that my husband has. He has decided to thin some of his out, but I wanted to share with you, this isn't quite the shelf that I was looking for, but it will work. It does go well with the decor. I told him that we need to cut some slats and kind of make some more shelving so he can have another row up here. But these are just a few that we have. And this one right here, these little cuddle, these are the most recent pair of salt and pepper shakers that he got. He got these for Father's Day. This is, you know, either me and him cuddling or him and his little girl, our daughter. So we have some of these. little trucks. And he put these up here, and I for sure thought he would have dusted them, but I was wrong, so I apologize. But we just have a few. These are the ones he chose to display and keep right now. We did get rid of a bunch of them. I put them in the booth. A lot of them have sold. But we are looking for more. But he was very proud of himself. I'm going to insert a clip of him putting the shelf up and decorating it. So moving on to the other side of the dining room, I know the glare is pretty rough, so I'm going to open up the cabinets the best that I can. But this is my Ironstone collection. A small one that I have going on here is nothing compared to what a lot of people have. But this is, this is something new for me, but I do enjoy it. I apologize that you can see me and the glare. I know a lot of you have said that you all enjoy my pretties that are behind me, and a lot of times this is where I'm at. A small portion in my home. These are the sugar dishes that I got from that estate sale where I went back 2 days in a row. That I got all of the, let's see, all of these right here, all of these little butter pats where I picked those up at, but I couldn't believe they were still there on day 2. This is my bread knife along with my breadboard that my husband, we drove 3 hours to get there. We were 2 hours late to the estate sale starting, and the breadboard and the bread knife were still there waiting for me. This is the bowl that my husband picked up a couple weekends ago for me while I was out thrifting. This is just a small collection of cow creamers, little bitty baby ones, and then the mama. I really enjoy my little cow creamers, chickens and cows. One of those, the wheat Ironstone pitcher up there, I picked up when we went camping. I just got a couple butter paddles in them. These are just restaurantware mugs up here. These are small little butter churns, of course a bread box. And that one up there, that is just a McCoy bowl. I got this glass cow butter press mold in somewhere up in the North Carolina mountains. I don't remember what part we were at. This pitcher came from one of my most recent thrifting trips. This was at the Habitat Restore. I purchased this cream pot in Charlotte at Fancy Nancy's, or Fancy Flea. I had to get it right because Dusty, her and her daughter Haley went, and it's Nancy Knees to them. So I had two names going on in my head over there. This is just a little apothecary spice cabinet. Some more little, this is a child's tea set, and these are the little plates, but you know, nobody would ever know that they're not butter pats, but I really like them because they just remind me of my little girl and Little House on the Prairie. So excuse me, I use them as butter pats, and I just have a couple wooden butter molds here. This beautiful doily that I have my sugar dishes sitting on, my friend Dusty at my thrifted home gifted this to me in one of my very first blessing box. And I got a new piece in today from my friend Marcella at Vintage Rescues. I shared a video of her business not too long ago, just a couple videos back, and I want to share that with you. I'm not exactly sure where I need to put it, Here is that famous fairy lamp that Becky found when we went thrifting. It is for sale, so if anybody is interested. This is a platter that I picked up at that estate sale where I got all that ironstone at, along with this picture. The Praying Gratitude and Grace. I got those off of Etsy. They're not as large as I would like. I would like the medium size, but they are older. So I love them. I think they fit right in my cabinet here. These are just restaurant ware creamers, Homer Laughlin. This is the CAC China. I think this one is Buffalo China. So, you know, I mix the restaurant ware with the Ironstone. This is one of my most recent pictures that I got while camping. I'm undecided if I want to try to take the pink design off or leave it. Just because I don't want to mess up the integrity. I've never really I've never sanded any designs off of any of the pictures. So I'm not exactly sure I'm up for the challenge or I'm brave enough to do so. So these are just my collection. I would love some larger ones of the pot bellies. This teapot here, it is Federalist Ironstone. It is for sale. Of course, it's not as sought after as, you know, regular Ironstone in England, because this was newer. This is a more modern piece of Ironstone. It's not as antique or vintage. I just love these little coffee cups because of all the staining. These are a newer piece. Again, it is that Federalist Ironstone, but nonetheless, I like it. This is a vegetable dish. It's got a letter M right here in the emblem on the lid. This item is for sale as well. I'm just using it to house some of my little Homer Laughlin. These are like espresso tea mugs, whatever you want to use. I've got some Crocs down here, a chamber pot. If anybody has a lid, I would love to purchase the lid. If you see one or have one that you think would fit, please let me know. I will be glad to buy it from you if you have an extra. Or I would love another chamber pot, but I just haven't found one yet. So this is my Ironstone collection. And I would love another Lord's Supper picture. I would really love one that has like a brass frame. But this one will work for now whenever I find one that I like. Of course, this one goes in the booth. Anytime that I purchase something and I have one of it, I replace it and I put that item in the booth. And I forgot to mention this breadboard. You can see it says breadboard. This comes from the Copper Mill in Kingston. My firkins, I think I purchased this one from Whatnot. This one comes from the Copper Mill in Kingston. This one I got from, my husband bought me off of Facebook Marketplace from a lady. And to be honest, I don't quite remember where I got this one at, but these were in this cabinet here, but I took them out and just stacked them up. I would love to have, I wish this one was a little bit smaller than this darker one down here, so it was stacked better. Like my mom, she has firkins stacked in her sunroom. So, but this is my dining room. I don't really have anything on the table other than our salt, pepper, and cayenne pepper that we use all the time, just simply because this table is, I mean, it's used. My daughter, she paints her fingernails on it. She does that by herself. You know, there's just no point in my life right now to have a pretty tablescape, no matter how much I would truly like it. I wanted to share this with you. This is a dough bowl that I recently got in an estate sale. And I apologize to just overlook my refrigerator. It's hard to keep stainless steel clean with kiddos, but I'm not exactly sure if I should I'm gonna try to swing you around without making you dizzy. I'm not exactly sure where I should put it, in this area or with my dough bowls over there, even though they are wooden. But here's my piece that I got from my friend Marcy at Vintage Rescues. This is a German breadboard. Came all the way from Pennsylvania. I think it is beautiful. It is hand carved. It's got the little lips right there. I love it so much. And I love that it is dark. You know, the one that I already have is a lighter sycamore wood, as well as the bread knife. So I think it will be a really pretty contrast in the cabinet. I'm not sure where I need to put it. Up there, it's just a little pedestal that I've just added some butter biscuit cutters and a creamer and a cowbell in. So I'm not sure if I should take that down and rearrange it. This is just a cheese box, and it has the crackers container on top with the butter pats and creamers. And then of course down here is give us our daily bread, another bread plate. So what is your suggestion? I would love to know where would you put the breadboard? So moving on to my kitchen, I don't remember if I had this set up or not the last time I filmed. I think I still had spring decor. I'm not exactly sure. It's just been a lot going on lately, but I have done some rearranging with my ladder. I am slowly working on getting only God's Eye baskets with strainers and the the Bromwell's sifters, but I only want the red handle ones. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that you see where I'm pointing, and butt baskets. So I'm slowly trying to replace these up here, although I probably will never replace this one. This one was my grandmother's. But ones like these, you know, I could use more outside than up here, because I would really like for them to have the butt basket style or the God's Eye. So I'm slowly working on replacing that. This is a reproduction dough bowl, just meaning that, you know, it is newer. It's not old or anything. And this is just some of our collection of vintage kitchenware. My lamp with a rooster and a hen and the chicks. Another crock bowl with kitchenware in it. That's mine and my husband's thing. Above my refrigerator, this piece right here, it came out of an old secretary, and I just used the shelving in it to decorate. Here it's just well, that's not but this right here is just a collection of ice picks that we have, and funny enough, we apparently only can find wooden handles that are plain, or red wooden handles for ice picks. But I do like the red and the green handle items. Of course, this is my vintage dish strainer, and I apologize, this is real life. Just like this, overlook it. We cook breakfast on this of a morning time. And it's just a little bit easier to do everybody's breakfast and then, you know, go on to work. Up here, I've got a few flower frogs, my milk glass vases, and some pothos that I'm propagating. I thought these little geese here, little ducks, were cute. My mom picked those up for me. I'm not exactly sure where she got them, probably Goodwill. And this is my grandmother's old vinegar jar, and I just used have my Dawn dish soap in there. Let's see. Above my window, I'm trying to make sure you can see, I've just got some copper molds, and I took an old cheese grater and I put a little dish towel up there. It just says rise and shine. And that's just a washboard, but of course made for the kitchen. my yellowware bowl that I shared with you all that I got off of Whatnot. It just houses our fruit in it. And another, like I said, please excuse the griddle. But this is just a little glass dish. Could be a sugar dish, a candy dish, and I put my dishwasher pots in it. Another bread box. Of course, it houses all of our breads, our salt and pepper that we use in the morning time. Here's another salt and pepper set. Full of S, full of P, a yellowware bowl that whenever I went to pick up that strawberry cake plate, I picked up that bowl from a lady from Wilmington. These I was going to replace the seals and actually use these for grains, but I have so many pretty cookie cutters and biscuit cutters that I thought this would be a really good idea. Of course, I have an overflow of chicken eggs, so I just have an old dish towel in here, and this is where we house them. I don't wash my eggs because they keep longer on the counter, but of course we wash them before we eat. Just a small little crock to hold some utensils, an enamel pitcher. This just holds my grease and a spoon rest. These are, of course, a vintage deli jar and a vintage spoon rest, and I got grease all over my hands now, so of course, I love my wherever pour over drip pot. I use this every morning. I got this at the same estate sale that I got my breadboard and my bread knife, and I couldn't be happier. Another crock that I've got some colored rolling pin handles in. This was my grandma's chicken and little hens. I keep it, of course, have to keep that displayed out, as well as these sugar and tea canisters. Those were hers. I got this coffee mug rack from an estate sale. I couldn't tell you where at this point. It was right whenever I first started filming, so I'm not exactly sure. Dusty also gifted me this beautiful brown transferware teacup. It is stamped England on the bottom of it, and I just have it up here. Even though it's not fall, I just love that she thought enough of me to send it to me. This enamel pan come from the same estate sale that I got the breadboard and the bread knife. I love these colander strainers here. Of course, those are great to keep your produce in until you get ready to use it. If you can't store it in the refrigerator or have an extra fridge. I actually got that vintage fan at Goodwill at Myrtle Beach for my husband. These are just a collection of vintage kitchen items that we use and enjoy. These hen and rooster here are salt and pepper shakers. These are two. That nut chopper was my grandmother's. I got this little yellow ware blue striped bowl. I love all the staining on it. I got it on our most recent camping trip. And I just have a wooden peg rack, hobnail lamps, and this is a coffee pot. Of course we do use it. My husband uses it a lot of times to make his decaf coffee. And this is a cabinet that my grandmother built and made. Moving on to my living room, I'm going to start behind the couch just because I don't really want to show. I have pictures of my children up behind the couch. So I'm going to start here first. And for those that know me, you know I try to keep my children off the internet. My mama picked up this bell for me. She knew I was looking for one. It is a mold. So I just set it up here with my display. This cabinet was another cabinet my grandmother built. I've just got some little old brass bells. I bought this from a lady I work with. She had a yard sale, and I got those 3 little bells from her. This is a glass knob, and I just stuck a little piece of greenery in it. This is another bell. You see, I paid $3 for it. I'm as bad as my Aunt Kay. She doesn't take any stickers off, and that burns my mama up. But honestly, I don't know why I didn't take it off, but I didn't. Anyway, I have 3 different size brass candles here. And this little clock here, it did work when I bought it. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but these little people, one of these guys, this arm, this one was broke, but whenever the alarm went off, it would ring back and forth. And this was my husband's gumball machine, and I just stuck some flags in it to be patriotic. It does have the topper to it. I just took it out to do the to put the flags in it. And I got this mirror at Goodwill at Myrtle Beach. This is our living room that we mainly sit in all the time. Of course, I've got my daughter's little rocking chair that she bought when we went camping. Nothing on here has really changed. I still have my hobnail lampshade that I use as a tissue holder. All of these Blue Willow Churchill little teacups, these were my grandmother's. So I just have them displayed in this glass bowl with a silver rim. This Holy Bible, I want to say that I picked up at Goodwill, maybe. I honestly don't remember. This is another little glass dish. My daughter has her little play wand in it, but usually we put candy in it. But as you can see, my children have ate all the candy. Here is an overview. Again, I hope that you can hear me with the fans. Actually, let me turn this one off because it is a little bit louder. I turned the fan off that was in here, so hopefully you can hear me a little bit better. Here is my hutch. This hutch came from Badcock whenever they were still in business. If you're local to North and South Carolina, you know, they were just a furniture store. They ended up going out of business and bankrupt, I think. But this just has just a fun display of items. Over here on the left, I kind of have a tribute to if you were going to a picnic, you know, and you were staying all day, then you would have your picnic basket, your peanut butter for your peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, your thermoses, some coffee, marshmallows for later on that evening to roast marshmallows, and of course you had to have your food carrier. So that's what I have over here on the left. And then to the right up top is more of like my play on a general store. You have your flashlights, you have your rulers, you have your clay, you have your little cash register up there. And as you can see, some of the pieces that we have picked up recently in our thrifting, like the Jeanette wedding cake candy dish, that of course came from our camping trip when we went, and it matched my husband's little candy dish he had over here that reminded him of the one that his mom had growing up. So I'm just going to take you up close and let you look at a good overview. I hope that you enjoyed the home tour and that the video wasn't too long for you. I apologize for it being longer than my normal videos, but it's hard to go through and try to share with you where I have picked up items or share with you what maybe I have been gifted. It takes time, and I'm not perfect at it, but I hope that you enjoyed the home tour, and I want to say thank you for all of your prayers for my aunt. As of today is Monday, July 13th, so you will see this video on July 14th if all goes well. And as of then, unless something happens, and we are praying that there is no step back, but my aunt should be discharged from the hospital and transported to a local nursing facility that has a rehab wing. So we are praying that all goes well, that she will be able to get her strength back, and she will be back thrifting with Becky and my mom and I very, very soon. And again, I thank you so very much for all your prayers, all your likes, all your shares. I'm so excited to have the hike feature. I hope that you will subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed, and if you're not, it's free. You don't have to pay anything for it. I know some people, once they hit a certain mark, they make you pay for certain subscriptions, like being member only or something like that, and you don't have to do any of that. I'm not doing member only videos. I just want you to be subscribed and enjoy the content that I'm putting out, and I hope that you are. But until next time, friends, I appreciate you all so very much. I cannot say thank you enough to each and every one of you. But until next time, happy thrifting.